Mariganio yesho ye ya kisi ni gobono acha kilibene ase esho yiraje kunya kwa kigo cha kabwango igana boigo ebunge eriye seneti ya nigo yanya kwa kigo tinia ebikaro byahe irinde gukwanira ogokwa kwaye omo tumekiwe mtanda use proga Albert Ojwang na boigo muraigwe seni kanya kwa kwanira igoro yogo kwa kwaye Albert Ojwang. Chinga kichingia na numwanju murigeri andonse asungu nyako ngo kwarigin gocha asemesete mangana maya ile nyako to gusangana kwimanyi asinjere yubikanu ari abiriko bakawutukira emesa yito yamangana maya buna jabiriko bage kwariganirwa amona basaki baito amangana amaya kurwa chingongo nyichense iriana ni gongoro kwa Hesborn Bosire nyako bakingo gosaba uisaranse oike ende tunyara kwa tukwimanyi asinjere yubikanu tukoya chaka kuru asigeti ekenegi jigosorkia gusi stadium Imambi yeri tukoria rero obotenene ribwesho ya kisi nikobanya koba ukwana amona bariki amangana kubotikana abuna emirobiri emekeranu yanya koba kikobekwa ensemo yo kwarigani esho yo iraje kunya koba ke uchaka chitariki 10 weka chitariki 13 cyumutinyi ogatana kabiri omwako yiga apo ase abaremi banya koba kuburirwa bane kibunango chabarinde banya koba gwese minabo kwimanya chinchira chingiya cyokora oburimi kubwatikana abuna ebintu niko bigendete kuna kuonjoria aboigo ase aborokia amuna aborokiwa nabaraba rachikonya ko bakorora amaorokio emo asemo kubwatikana abuna umutara OCBC onyara ko bakoguchenja kuna injira emo yo kubakonya ende kwesomia asinjira yo kwerorera barabubuka abanyene konde batakonya ko bagotebiwa
Igonta geteko irari bagari abene mbarigani ase show yaitu yo mwaka oyo eyuego chaka chitariki 10 baka chitariki 13 omotenyo osaba aigaga asike wanda gate ogie showground ningire chinga kichiabene ko baene kelinga esho nego chakoberaga asike wanda gate asengencho buna bamintu mwarorire amatayalisha achakire Kenya Seed Department ya Agriculture Karuro amona abande batayarishire emegondo yabo asengencho yo kworokia abaremi igoro yichimbusuro ikire chingiya igo ase binte bire twabangira so mwako oyo amona exhibitors korwase learning institutions banking institutions chinsemo chia agriculture chemical industries nabo igo chinsemo chia obonchoreria nebiasara igo ase esho yo mwaka oyo nenyare ko beso ire nene mono wetani esho yo mwaka oria egekogera twanyarire ko bato gutwara exhibitors yabageni kabisa na abande barure korwari Tanzania maate bagocha gosomia abantu baminto igoro yendemero igo nkoira.
We at advanced stage engage the county leadership so that we look at what is it that they are doing in the overall county development plan, align with what we have as ASK, so that then we can develop this facility and get a satellite city, a city of some nature, then that supports businesses again in Kisii County.
Walimu, wanafunzi na wazazi, tunachukua nafasi hii kuwakaribisha kwa sababu maonyesho yetu tuko na mtaala mpya wa CBC wakuje hapa wasome, na hapa itakuwa ni practical kabisa yenye inapatikana katika show yetu.
Naboigo omwerio ye omurai bwense Daktari William Samoei Ruto mwasobitu kuria rero niganyako bakagwestokia naboigo kwanira iguru y'obuiti bwanyarko bokwanekigwa ase ensi ya Kenya naboigo obusari ase anyarko bakagoteba eserikali nigita kunyako bakikwina maiga asokurwania ebikore ebyo naboigo asanyarko bagakomotia egati y'abanyanyimbo abakunyako bakwibwatirania ase ebikorwa ebyo by'obusari bikwanekigwa imeyense ya Kenya.
Ni haki ya wananchi. Usalama ya mali yao, maisha yao, biashara zao ni majukumu yetu kama serikali. Na National Police Service, despite the fact that it is an independent entity, is working with us to make sure that we create the necessary synergy between the the national government administration officers and our security teams, ndio tuhakikishe ya kwamba kuna usalama. We cannot accept kwamba kuna uhalifu inaendelea na saa zingine hata officers wetu wengine wanahusika. And that is why we say, tunasema whether criminals are in civilian or they are in uniform, we must deal with them firmly and decisively, and the law must apply to each and every person so that we can protect the lives and property of everyone.
Naboigo kubwatikana amoni story ito kusomugano ito kento kubwatia asinchira jugo imemono kubwatikana amonu guito guika gose ogosiria obogima bwaye Albert Ojwang oyorenge mwalimu ni gobono ebunge ye senate umugaso bwitu kuria rero yanyako bakegutenia ebikaro byaye erinde koringoria engani yose banyako bakuburia ensemo iria egokora obutuki nyarko bagekora kweneke ngango korere obutuki bwa bwango irinyako bakikubwatuka amachibu amaikenguti ase omwana inchi abanyako bawikana bosi webunge yo no muwaziri buburindi bweme aiga Kenya Kipchumba Murkomen omoinspector omonene bw'abanyanyimbo Douglas Kanja baboigo oria utenete ensemo yogokora obutuki Amin Mohamed ni kubanya ko bagwika ase ensemiyo asabanya ko bakonyora chinga kichinko ngucyo kweneria amaburi ayoma abaseneta abanya ko bakobaburia imambiri tukurero chinga kubanya ko bagwika ase ebunge eyo.
Defense of publication, why did you not, or why do you not consider inviting the person you think has offended to come to the police station for you to ask them questions?
Why we are demanding that DIG Lagat steps aside, it is because he is a police officer and this matter revolves around him.
The life of Albert Ojwang is as painful, Mr. Speaker, as the life of Father Alois, who was killed by criminals. It is also as painful as the life of that person killed in, no doubt in my mind, Mr. Speaker, that if the speed that IPOA is using and the Corporation National Police Service is giving, Mr. Speaker, that the perpetrators of this heinous act against Albert, Mr. Speaker, will be brought to book. And
Independent Police Oversight Authority is investigating the entire scene of crime. And they are going to tell us exactly what happened with the CCTVs.
The IG, who is supposed to have convinced himself on how Ojwang was handled, how can he be the same one now deflecting that responsibility to IPOA? He's supposed to give evidence in the same manner he'll give to IPOA when IPOA will call him to appear before them, Mr. Speaker.
When I want to assure the nation that I am the same Kipchumba who was a valiant soldier in this house, I will use the same vigor, Mr. Speaker, to exterminate all kinds of, Mr. Speaker, criminal activities within the police. And the police know.
There were other names. There were other 4 persons of interest. Are they alive or are they in a ditch somewhere?
Why did he have to travel all the way from Homa Bay to Nairobi and ended up losing his life here?
Mr. Speaker, this is ongoing investigations. To the best of my knowledge so far, the information we only have is that the Deputy Inspector General of Police, despite being the DIG,
took the step to report what he thought was an act of or a crime committed against.
Nabago ase bunge eyo mo inspector omonene bwa banyanyimbo aiga Kenya Douglas Kanja ni kanyara ko baga ko bitirwa anyara ko baga usaba ukwabira kubwatikana amonene roboti urwanya to baga ko bwatuka aburi tangani igoro yugo kwa kwae Albert Ojwangi asanya to baga kwenekiri aba Kenya nga mo kagirwa uyu ni kanya to baga gusiria ubugima bwaye achi kubwatikana amone chingoma echanya to baga konyora chinga Kenya to baga gwitumeri erebwika asinyasi abu aseseri anya to baga gusikirwa Imeye County ya Nairobi. Korengana amono roboti rwanya to baga rukubwato kwa amono mumani bwa serikali aburi tukuriko na boigo umumani kuru ase family ni kanya to baga kwenekinga umukagirwa uyu ni kanya to baga gusiria ubugima bwaye kubwatikana amone chingoma echanya to baga gutikirwa ase bono Abakenya batikalite gutigara amona mabori amange kubwatikana amono gusiria ubugima bwaye omukagirwa uyu Albert Ojwangi kubwatikana ngakuru ase county area ya Omabay wika county ya Nairobi ni kanya tukobaga kwira Chinsa chitaniti ekerengo na boigo uboteneneri bwe county uboteneneri bwe seri ya Central ikanya ko bagote babuna ni kanya tukobaga wika ase egitasinyikyo kale amorwaire egento kirete koimukia egetambukiro kya bwango erinde anyara ko baka kwikigwa ase enyagitari abwasanya tukobaga gusiriria ubugima bwana boigo aburitangani nigo omospidi bwe serigose egetaseni ky'abanyanyimbo kya Central Imeye County ya Nairobi anyara ko baga kurikia oroboti rwaye nabo iko asanyara ko baga oteba nyigara chikunya ko baga kubwate na amona idara indi onsiragani obotuki bwe megokorekana erinde family yanyagusira inyara ko baga konyora obwene bwaye.
It is true as Senator Mugatana has said that going by the report that we have gotten from my poll, that it is not true, he did not hit his head against the wall, but that is the report that we had from the word go. I tell my apology on behalf of the National Police Service because of that information. He reached the police station when he was brought in at the Central Police Station. He was given an opportunity to talk to his spouse, where he did confirm that they had arrived safely and he is fine. And that record is actually in the occurrence book. And it was done by those officers who are at the report office at the Central Police Station. So that is actually the confirmation that he was fine when he reached the police station.
Woi gori bori rindiria nyakobali kubori gwa ase bunge eye senate kubwatikana amono kubwatoka footage ya CCTV kubwatikana buna omokagirwa uyanya tokobakago so ase gitasini kya banyimbo kya Central Imeye County ya Nairobi tabako chinga kya nyata tokobakago so ka ase korende omokonyi bumutenenirwe kyombekeri kya aibo anyara kobaka kubwatoka oroboti nga CCTV niko cyali miri chinga ki ekyo ase bono ubutuki bogendrete kwene kigwana boigo banyara bagotebanga niko obutuki bwe imibura cyonyaka boko genda gukorekana kubwatikana amono gosiria ubugima bwaye Albert Ojwangi nabo igo Amina Mohamed asanyara ko bakagotebuna niko omukagirwa omonene arumos bidi bwe seri eyo ya Nairobi ya Central Imeye County ya Nairobi
is amongst the many questions that the investigating agency who are actually looking who deals with matters, criminal activities by police, to give us an answer on that one, so that we can actually now be able to take appropriate measures with anyone who interfered with the normal settings of the CCTVs around that station.
Clearly, Chair, is the CCTV, which in our report we have indicated was tampered with, and from the forensic reports, the forensic experts that we have at the authority, it's very clear that the CCTV was working because the first thing the forensic experts and the investigating officer noted when they got into Central Police was that the power was not connected to the power cable of the CCTV was not connected to the socket. But on connecting it, the CCTV came back. But on trying to review the previous day's events, there was nothing. So it is very clear that the CCTV was tampered with, and we have referred the same to an expert to be able to retrieve the data. And on whether the retrieval will be successful will depend on if it was the hard disk that was removed or was just it was just erased. So we are waiting for that, Honorable Speaker. There was also a question on the police stations which have CCTV. On the judgment of one Judge Ogola, he gave recommendations to us and also to the IG on the importance of having CCTVs at the cells, and we are pursuing that. And there was also a recommendation from, I think, LSK on the same.
Question as to why the young man...
From the totality of things, he should be treated as a prime suspect in the matter.
How many hours? Because that seems to have had so many hours in between, so that we know whether that is normal or whether there was a detour.
Nsemo eria egopinga eserikali bakubwatuka oroboti rwabo ase amagacho sase kiabisi kinene cy'ekyama kiri kya Waiba imiye county ya Nairobi nigo banyako bakuboria amabori baranyako bakwiranirwa abwase banyako bagoteba eserikali nyako bagekwerera bwikana boginyako bagekuru amarieta yabanyanyimbo abanyatoko bagwika Chinsa mocha omabena kumubeka byara Albert Ojwang naboigo egento kyagenderete para gutira gwika chinga kibanyatoko bagwika ase county ya Nairobi egento kirete bakanyako bakwira chinga kichinyinge ase epa naboigo ensemo yindi nigo banyako kuboria e company ya Safaricom inyara ko banero gwe kubwatani kubwatukana niko yabiri ko bagekurwa gosini kanya ko bagekubwatuka amangana akunyara ko bakakonya konyora abakagerwa asibare nabo iko kobekwa byara nabo banyako bakubwatuka boikanu chi video cha CCTV kubwatikana nga inkento kikenya to bakeo korekana goika ogusiria kwaye ubugima Albert Ojwang
and taken away because of an alleged offensive social media post about a senior police officer, now identified as the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Eliud Lagat. 32 hours later, after the police who arrested Albert assured his parents that he was well and only needed a heavy overcoat because Nairobi was cold, Albert was dead. Why Albert was moved from Mawega police station in Homa Bay to Nairobi, 400 kilometers from the alleged area of incident, and specifically Central Police Station in Nairobi, and checked in at the OB number 13/7/6/2/2025 at 9:35 p.m. on Saturday, June 7th, remains unclear. Number 5, it's been reported that Albert was in solitary confinement at Central Police Station. A cover-up under the diversionary tactic to delay this matter. The mandate of the DPP under the Constitution of Kenya is to direct the National Police Service at the Directorate of Criminal Investigations in writing to do investigations, not to direct the IPOA. The postmortem on Albert is clear, and all Kenyans have formed this opinion. He was murdered. We similarly demand that the junior officers currently being persecuted be given witness protection with immediate effect. Their lives obviously are in danger because they know the truth. We applaud the courageous Kenyans who have kept vigil at Vigilance House and encourage them to maintain the pressure until this is achieved. We are also aware that Safaricom is complicit and indeed a facilitator in the tracing and abduction of Kenyans who have either ended up dead or maimed in the hands of police like Albert Ojwang. we want to issue a direct warning that this amounts to aiding and abetting in the commission of these crimes against humanity, for which Kenyans will hold Safaricom responsible and either take appropriate legal action or boycott their services.
Naboiko ebyombe biria byukwegerera obwene bwa mwanya bantu nabarabuni gwanya ko bagwesoka naboiko kuburia eriudira gati oyuro mokonyi bo mu inspector omonene bwa banyanyimbo aiga Kenya nyara ko bakagwitigia emirimo kubwatekana nganere onyate ko bakakubika ekina gosenere ubu nyate ko bakakubika ekina ekirete kubikwa biara kwaye Albert Ojwangi kulengana amona mashirika ayuba korawa amone Davis Murumbe ngabanya ko bakuburia eriudira gati anyara ko bakakulsainere kubwatikana amoneki ne kubika ikinekyo asebano banya ko bakomomochia omo IG gose mu inspector omonene bwa banyimbo aiga Kenya aburitangani asanya to ko bakubwatuka oroboti nga Albert Ojwangi kanya to ko bakausiria obugima bwaye kubwatikana amoni chingoma ichenya to ko bakakonyora ase eseri asiekeire erebwe kana bwego banya ko bakuburia banya ko bakwererwa nasiki anya to ko bakagusikiru erebweka eseri erebweka oyomo
Justice for Albert Ojwang, justice. Albert Ojwang, haki. Down, down.
Tetea haki za watu wote na kuhakikisha kwamba kuna uwazi na hatufichi na hatunyamazishwi kwa sababu nchi hii ni yetu na hakuna mtu, sioni hapa mtu anahama. So we have a responsibility to take care of our homes.
Service. We want to call for the immediate stepping aside of Eliud Langat, the Deputy Inspector General and head of the Kenya Police, who has been revealed to be the complainant in the matter that led to the arrest of Albert Ojwang.
We also call upon
investigation into the death of Albert Ojwang cannot be impartial or be seen to be impartial where the complainant is at the helm of the investigation.
Without independent and external investigation, these practices continue to pose a threat to Kenyan lives, the rule of law, national security, and the public interest.
This is why we are asking people to turn up tomorrow, on Thursday, and demand justice for Ojwang, and demand that Langat is arrested. He has no business reporting to work every morning when all of this is happening.
Mwancho murigire kupatikana amono roboti rubu ibyombe bibiri byo kwegera obwene bwa mwanya bantu no kuchukunya kwa ngunya butura amangana mujyakuru asigita sindiki yake amazing voice of victory nabwo wikachinga chinde turanya kwa tukumena ase mbeo irianingo nkuru kwa Hesborn Bosire turanya kwa tukubwatana amonere opinion na siangu yoringe ensemo ya kabiri studio nyakoboga kwene kinga chibicha amonerio gi cha wikiri gabo ase ore.